Hi guys, I'm starting a new series for June. Yeah, the Exposed series is on hold for a while because I don't know when I'm gonna get to watch the Marilyn Manson documentary. But as soon as I watch that, I'll put that out. I will unprivate the sexual abuse allegations because people have kind of stopped talking about it and have moved on to the next person. But today my new series is book series to read. I've been really getting into reading books again, and I will talk about those single standalone books after I talk about book series. So I'm going to talk about book series first, and then I'll talk about standalone books. Of course, I'm only going to talk about standalone books and book series that I have read, and we're going to start with my most favorite one, which you might see a huge blank space on that bookshelf. That's because we're talking about shadow hunters. That whole first section and one book on the second shelf are shadow hunters. So she has more coming out. I decided to do them in release order because that's probably the one that you guys would find the most. So there are different sections. We're going to talk about the Mortal Instruments today. Oh my gosh, guys, sorry, I'm dying from allergy and tired headaches. Like, I'm just losing it. Anyway, so the first book in the Mortal Instruments is City of Bones. So how this video is going to go is I'm going to read to you the description of the books, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about them when I read them. So let's start with the description of this book. When Clary Frey heads out to the Pandemonium Club in New York City, she hardly expects to witness a murder, much less a murder committed by 3 teenagers covered with odd markings. This is Clary's first meeting with the Shadow Hunters, warriors dedicated to ridding the earth of demons and keeping the odd werewolves and vampires in line. It's also her first meeting with gorgeous golden-haired Jace. Within 24 hours, Clary is pulled into Jace's world with a vengeance, when her mother disappears and Clary herself is attacked by a demon. But why would demons be interested in an ordinary mundane like Clary? And how did she suddenly get the sight? The Shadow Hunters would like to know. So I don't remember much about this book because I read it in 10th grade. I would say it's slow at first, but then it starts to pick up. Like, it starts to get more interesting. That's like any book. By the way, Jace Herondale is Clary's love interest. So whenever there's a new name mentioned, I'll tell you. Also, I'm going to translate mundane is what we are, like ordinary humans. They call them mundanes, so. Then City of Ashes is the second book. Clary Frey just wishes that her life would go back to normal. But what's normal when you're a demon-slaying shadow hunter? Your mother is in a magical-induced coma, and you can suddenly see downworlders like werewolves, vampires, and fairies. Clary would love to spend more time with her best friend Simon, but the shadow hunters won't let her go. Especially her handsome, infatuating, newfound brother Jace. And Clary's only chance to help her mother is to track down rogue shadow hunter Valentine, who is probably insane, certainly evil, and also her father. When the second of the Mortal Instruments is stolen, the terrifying Inquisitor suspects Jace. Could Jace really be willing to betray everything he believes in to help their father? So there may be spoilers. I should probably put spoiler warning at the beginning, which I'll do. But yeah. This book was good. Yeah, I don't really remember this one very much. So I can't help you with that. 10th grade. I started reading that in 10th grade, finished it in 10th grade. I started reading this in 10th grade, and it took me about 3 years after to finish it. So I finished it my senior year of high school. Actually, no, after that. City of Glass, the third one, with Alec on the cover. Yeah, Jace was the first cover, Clary's the second, and this is Alec. I think Jace was the first. Yeah, Jace, and then Clary, and then Alec. Okay, here we go. To save her mother's life, Clary travels to the City of Glass, the ancestral home of the Shadow Hunters. Never mind that by doing so, she's breaking the law, which could mean death. Even worse, Jace does not want her there, and Simon has to be thrown in prison by shadow hunters who are deeply suspicious of a vampire who can withstand sunlight. Luckily, Clary finds an ally in the mysterious Sebastian, who holds a strange attraction for her. As Valentine musters a demon army, can downworlders and shadow hunters put aside their ancient hatred and work together? And could Clary harness her newfound powers to help save them all, whatever the cost? This was a good book. I liked this one. It wasn't my favorite, but I liked it. City of Fallen Angels, which has Clary on the front, and I don't know who the one next to her is. I don't remember if it's Alec or somebody else. The Mortal War is over, and Clary Frey is back in New York. She's trained to become a shadow hunter and to use her unique power. Downworlders and shadow hunters are at peace at last, and most important of all, Clary can finally call Jace her boyfriend, but nothing comes without a price. Someone is murdering shadow hunters, provoking tensions that could lead to a second bloody war. Clary's best friend Simon can't help her. Everywhere he turns, someone wants him on their side, along with the power of the curse that's wrecking his life. When Jace begins to pull away from Clary without explaining why, she is forced to delve into the heart of a mystery whose solution reveals her worst nightmare. She has set in motion a terrible chain of events that could lead to losing everything she loves, even Jace. This was a really good book. Really good. Book 5, City of Lost Souls. That's Jason Clary on the front. Oh, it's in the book jacket this time. Whew, this is a lot. The demon Lilith has been destroyed and Jace freed from captivity. But when the shadow hunters arrive, they find only blood and broken glass. Not only is the boy Clary loves missing, so is the boy she hates. Her brother Sebastian, who is determined to bring the shadow hunters to their knees. The Clave's magic cannot locate either boy, but Jace can't stay away from Clary. When they meet again, Clary discovers the horror Lilith's magic has wrought. Jace and Sebastian are now bound to each other, and Jace has become a servant of evil. The Clave is determined to destroy Sebastian, but there is no way to harm one boy without destroying the other. Only a few people believe that Jace can still be saved. Together, Alec, Magnus, Simon, and Isabel bargain with the sinister Seelie Queen. Contemplate deals with demons and turn at last to the merciless weapon-making Iron Sisters, who might be able to forge a weapon that can sever the bond between Sebastian and Jace. If the Iron Sisters can't help, their only hope is to challenge heaven and hell, a risk that could claim their lives. And they must do it without Clary. For Clary is playing a dangerous game utterly alone. The price of losing is not just her own life, but Jace's soul. She's willing to do anything for Jace, but can she still trust him, or is he truly lost? What price is too high to pay, even for love? Love, blood, betrayal, revenge. Darkness threatens to claim the Shadowhunters in the harrowing 5th book of the Mortal Instruments series. So, Lilith, Queen of Hell, I think we all know that. So Alec is the arrow slinging Shadowhunter. Magnus is a warlock. Simon is Clary's best friend, the vampire, and Isabel is Alec's sister. So those are the people that are new that they mention. Sebastian is Clary's brother. He also has another name, Jonathan, but whatever. The last book in the Mortal Instruments series, book 6, City of Heavenly Fire. It's big for a reason. So let's read it. Black for hunting through the night, for death and mourning the colors white, gold for a bride in her wedding gown, and red to call enchantment down. Shadowhunter Children's Rhyme. In this dazzling and long-awaited conclusion to the acclaimed Mortal Instruments series, Clary and her friends fight the greatest evil they've ever faced, Clary's own brother. Sebastian Morgenstern is on the move, systematically turning Shadowhunter against Shadowhunter. Bearing the Infernal Cup, he transforms Shadowhunters into creatures out of nightmare, tearing apart families and lovers as the ranks of his endarkened army swell. The embattled Shadowhunters withdraw to Idris, but not even the famed demon towers of Alicante can keep Sebastian at bay. I think it's Alicante. And with the necrophilium trapped in Idris, who will guard the world against demons? When one of the greatest betrayals the necrophilium has ever known is revealed, Clary, Jace, Isabel, Simon, and Alec must flee, even if their journey takes them deep into the demon realms, where no Shadowhunter has set foot before, and from which no human being has ever returned. Love will be sacrificed and lives lost in the terrible battle for the fate of the world in the thrilling final installment of the classic urban fantasy series, The Mortal Instruments. So the last 2 books, City of Lost Souls, I liked the ending, not really the beginning, but Jace was kind of, under Sebastian's control. I liked this one. I like this one, but one thing you're going to learn about Cassandra Clare if you decide to read, she is very good at breaking your heart. You will sob. You will sob at this book. This is so, so sad. I still will never forgive her for something she wrote in that book. But yeah, that was The Mortal Instruments. Let me know what you guys think down below. And yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Bye!